Good evening, everyone. It is Hugo Quintanilla here with another live. So sorry here to this evening, joining me for yet another live. I am your realtor, Hugo. Good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. If you haven't seen the QR code below, go ahead and scan it. This will take you to our YouTube channel just in case you want to see a clearer picture. But we're going to be live tonight on Instagram for the live chat. On Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, and twitch.com. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, want to leave your feedback, want to leave, questions or anything on your platform of choice, feel free and do so. As always, you can get a hold of me on your favorite platform, so feel free and reach out. Today, we're going to be talking about home harmony, navigating the real estate journey with expert tips and insight from yours truly. I'm going to be giving you a few tips on how to handle open houses too and use open houses for your advantage. So stay tuned this at the end of the show for the last few tips. But let's go ahead and jump in today on this little webinar that's geared more towards home selling. So every week we do a different sort of webinar on one of four categories, and usually it's on Friday, but yesterday, we had that little mix up on my part, so we are doing yesterday's today. And last week we did the buying seminar. This week we're doing the selling seminar. Next Friday we'll be doing the leasing seminar, and the last Friday of the month we'll be doing the investing seminar. So always these Fridays or Saturdays, come on in and just check out the live. It tends to be kind of repetitive for those four sessions just because there's not too much to really say more than, you kind of have to talk to a realtor at a certain point. But for the tips and tricks that I would recommend, a lot of them are very easy and very applicable to any and most of you. So feel free and just let me know what you think and if these webinars help you. As always, we like to make this a little bit more of a space for you to enjoy and to learn a little bit more about real estate every day. So we got to make it work for you. So let me know what you guys think. But for this evening and for today, these are going to be the 10 tips for home sellers trying to sell in 2024. Number one, smart pricing. Research the current market trends and set a competitive yet realistic price for your property. If you price the property correctly and it is in good aesthetic shape, the property will sell. Even in a slow market, the property will sell. You just have to price it correctly and make sure that you're mitigating your expectations, setting them correctly for what the market is whenever you decide to sell. Number two, enhance curb appeal. First impressions matter. Invest in landscaping and exterior improvements to make your home stand out. Curb appeal is, again, and I've said this plenty of times, the first thing that people see when they walk to the property. 9 times out of 10, it is the reason why someone will go into a home. A lot of the stuff inside is great, but the exterior speaks volumes about the home inside. And no one wants to buy a home that's beautiful on the inside, but horrible on the outside. So curb appeal and enhancing the curb appeal as much as you can really up the value of your property and negotiating power. Number three, professional photography. Hire a professional photographer to showcase your home in its best light for online listings. Professional photographers you can hire on your own if you want to keep your pictures, but I would also suggest working with your realtor and having their photographer work with you. Nowadays, most realtors have a photographer that they use pretty consistently or a company that they use consistently, and professional photography can range anywhere from still photos to virtual tours to drone imagery to full immersive virtual reality experiences. So the tour and the digital photographer and professional photographer have all changed in the last 3 to 4 years, and the roles and how extensive those services have also changed as well. I personally enjoy the 3D tours and the still photos. I think they're a great complement on what you might already have in a presentation, and they really make it easy to see the property virtually. So I think that was something super innovative that came out of the pandemic, was those Matterport virtual 3D immersive space tours. So I look forward to continuing to work with Matterport on developing that as we see more and more technology and cameras developed for the 3D space. Number five, highlight key features. Clearly communicate the unique and desirable features of your home, whether it's energy efficiency, smart home capabilities, or recent renovations. Highlight them. Take note of them. Hold on to the receipts. Look at the companies. Make sure that if you have warranties, you have the paperwork. These are all key selling points. So make sure that you're highlighting them when it comes time to actually sell the property. That's why you wanted those points to start out with. Number six, home staging. Consider professional home staging to make sure your property makes its best appeal. And I'm sorry, consider professional home staging to make your property more appealing and help buyers envision themselves living there. I knew something about that was a little twisted. Home staging can really help a potential buyer envision themselves in the property. It's very tough when you have a crowded home to envision yourself in someone else's property. It's easier if there are less things involved and just the space can be appreciated. Sometimes too much space when the rooms are empty, it can be very difficult to sometimes see what can be done in certain spaces. And that's why we stage. This is the bedroom. This is the living room. This is the kitchen. It seems a little obvious, but in a property where it might not be so obvious what each room might be for, staging can really set the tone and give people this HGTV walk in feel. So, a move in ready feel. So, that's what we want. We want people to see themselves in the home and just want it. Number seven, flexible showings and a flexible showing schedule. Be accommodating when showing the property to maximize potential buyer visits. It's very difficult to sell a property that you can't see. So, if you are in the market to sell your property, make sure that you set certain times that the property will be available to view. I know it's very difficult to sell the property before you have your own property or you've moved out. So, be honest with yourself and be honest with your realtor about what time you need and what sort of requirements you have. If you need 2 hour notice, let them know. That way you save yourself from a lot of these key headaches that end up arising when showings can get a little overwhelming. Especially in these last few years, showings have gone off the roof. So make sure to set tone and set the tone and set the boundaries if you need to when it comes to this. Because if you don't in the early on, you're going to have one, a realtor that's frustrated trying to show a property they can't show, and two, clients that are going to get very frustrated and walk away from this deal if you can't accommodate the times that they are available to see the property. Number eight, transparent communication. Maintain open and transparent communication with potential buyers and your real estate agent throughout the selling process. Honesty is the best policy. And being transparent with us will not only make sure that what you want is being taken care of correctly, but everyone has their cards on the table. No one's trying to get anybody in a gotcha moment. No one's trying to like win one over on anybody. We're not in that business. It's a win-win all the way around. And that's what we seek to do. So, let's play cards up because there's nothing really that we're here to hide. Not every agent is like that. So, you do end up having different results. But I personally don't feel that anyone has to suffer at my client's expense. The same way my client shouldn't have to suffer for anybody else's benefit. So, something to think about. Number nine, quick response time. Respond promptly to inquiries and offers to demonstrate your commitment and interest in selling. Usually we take up to 3 days, business days, for a offer or letter to basically go expired or void. You don't want to wait that much time. 3 days is a long time in real estate. Give people an answer as soon as you know. Don't hold out. Like, really, it's going to be what it's going to be. You holding on to one offer, trying to fish for more, it's never works well. You got that offer, you got that price. Go ahead and fish it around all you want, but let those people go. Do what you want, but let those people go. There are other people that have to that have to move, and getting their hopes up, I think, is one of the worst things that a listing agent can do. So make sure that you're communicating with your agent that you want to give answers to these people as soon as possible, so that they can get on their merry way and go to a new home themselves. Lastly, for tonight, we are going to have number 10, that's strategic marketing. Work with your real estate agent to implement a comprehensive marketing strategy, including both online and offline channels to reach a wide audience. Ladies and gentlemen, that's where I come in. As your realtor, I not only know what marketing channels to use, how much money to spend in those marketing channels so that we're not throwing money away, how to reach these channels online and offline, and what channels really bring the best eyes to your property. We don't need every kid on TikTok to be able to see your property. That's not what we want. What we want is the right people to see your property online. And that takes a little bit more finesse and nuance than just slapping a whole boosted post on a Facebook ad. Like, it doesn't work that way. So keep that in mind. Let your realtor know what strategy you'd like to implement, if you'd like to an only offline version, or if you'd like the combination of both. But I think in this day and age, you'd be doing yourself a disservice by just going the traditional routes. You have to have that 360 view approach when it comes to marketing nowadays to hit every demographic possible, because you just really don't know nowadays. The same multimillionaire or billionaire might be on TikTok the same way they are over in the yellow pages or white pages. I'm sorry, the classifieds looking for new properties. It just You just never know nowadays. And the reach and expanse of social media has really shown us that the future of advertising is going to be digital. So work with your real estate agent on developing a plan that works for you, works within your budget, works for what you're trying to do and what property you're trying to sell, because those are the eyes, those are the ears, that's the message that you're going to be putting out there for people to see. So you want it to be concise, you want it to be on brand, and you want it to represent your home in the best light possible. So I hope all of you have had fun listening to this 10 tips on how to sell your home in 2024. Joining us late this evening, these are the 10 tips for home sellers in 2024. Number one, smartly price the property. Number two, enhance the curb appeal with good landscaping. Number three, hire a professional photographer. Number four, create virtual tour technology in your favor. Number five, highlight key online features for maximum resale value. Number six, consider home staging. Number seven, be flexible when showing the property. Number eight, maintain transparent communication. Number nine, be quick on your response time. And number 10, develop a strategic marketing plan with your realtor. Remember, each real estate transaction can vary, so work closely with a knowledgeable realtor to make sure that your home sale is a success. We want it to be smooth. I'm not guaranteeing there are not going to be issues or problems that arise, but I can tell you that we as realtors have the power to make transactions smooth. And what that really takes sometimes is being able to negotiate, not just in your behalf, but on the behalf of all the parties involved, because there's a right way to do things, and then there's the way that people want to do things. And sometimes egos can get involved, and that can be a whole topic for a whole another day. So we want everyone to win, and we want to make sure that what the sellers want, which is a property that sells for great return on their investment in a quick manner, happens as soon as possible. So if you're interested in somebody that can do that for you, I am Hugo Quintanilla. I am a licensed realtor in Maryland, but I can help you all over the United States and internationally buy, sell, lease, or invest real estate. My phone number is 240-389-4846. My email is hugo@lnf.com, and my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. As always, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to have you all join me for another one of these lives. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing the real estate rundown with the top 10 real estate related news stories of the week that impact our industry. So make sure to tune in. I appreciate you all again for tuning in for this one. We will see you next week for another webinar when it comes to leasing and how to lease a property. Oh, and before I forget, here are your tips for open houses. So I'll give you three. One, go to open houses in your area, in your local area, and interview different realtors. Get a feel for different realtors and ask them, hey, how would you sell a property? You might get a few more questions. If you don't want to give a lot of details, that's fine, but be transparent. Ask them, hey, how much would you price this property for? you know Ask them to come over to your house next time you go to a open house. Invite them over and get their 2 cents on a property. you know I, again, be very transparent and don't lead this person on, but be honest with them and tell them, hey, if you have some time, why don't you pop on through and check out my property and see what you think. You can always consult with several realtors. Just make sure that you're being clear with all of them and not signing any paperwork committing to any of them, to make sure that when you are ready to commit to a specific realtor, you have the paperwork and the relationship zeroed in and locked in so that you aren't going from one person to another. That's what we don't want. We want you finding a good match for you and moving with that person. But in the getting to know each other phase and dating phase of going out and looking at open houses and realtors and meeting people, that is a great way to get different opinions on the property without really any risk, as long as you're transparent and friendly and respect everyone's time. So go out there, meet realtors in open house situations, see how they treat clients and customers, how they treat you. Introduce yourself as a neighbor, or don't. Whatever works for you, but take these times in open houses to ask questions. Ask how realtor fees work. Ask how realtors challenge the market, how they get their value, what they would do, what type of listing package do they do. These are all things that you can talk about and ask about. And lastly, I would say set up a tour schedule. Look at all the open houses that you can in a given afternoon, as many as possible. Usually open houses go from 11 to about 4. So look at the qualified ads and classified ads, and also online, and with your realtor as well, work on getting those listings available to you. But there are tons of open houses over the weekend. Go and hit them all up. Go and investigate different ones. Check out different ones. Go out week in, week out and see different homes. It'll give you a great way of getting familiar with different neighborhoods, getting familiar with different agents, different homes, how much they go here, how much they go there, what people are looking for, what other buyers are looking for, how many other buyers there are. You can gauge this all from going out and visiting an open house locally. Some of them even have food. So make sure and check in and say hi to your realtor of choice, and introduce yourself. You just never know what you could come out with. So I hope you all have fun tomorrow looking at open houses, and come back here after you're all done so that we can talk about the news stories of the week. Okay. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great evening. And thank you again for watching. Take care.